Drink coffee. Live longer.
It sounds crazy.
My mind is blown right now.
Today.
You add salt to coffee?
Hacks to boost your energy and longevity.
Lemonade and coffee.
Plus, Gabrielle Union has made headlines about her infertility struggles.
How many miscarriages did you have?
Literally, that's why I lost track. It's somewhere like 8 or 9.
Now, her message to women fighting the same battle. Coming up next.
Are you ready to save some lives today? I love you, Dr. Oz. All season long, we're revealing the secrets to fighting fat, defying your age, and fixing all kinds of health issues with food. Today, what if your favorite morning drink could actually transform your health? Now, there's brand new research revealing that coffee may actually help you live longer. And there's lots of this research, but are you drinking the right brew for you? Today, how to pick the healthiest bean at home and the easiest way to upgrade your coffee for energy and longevity. Now, I've teamed up with health food fanatic Max Lugavere because nobody loves coffee like Max. And he set out on a coffee crawl to find out how you can alter your coffee for better health with secrets you can start using right now at home.
Dr. Oz, you know I love my coffee. It not only helps me get up in the morning, but it's loaded with antioxidants, it's good for the brain, and recent evidence suggests that it might even help us live longer. So in a way, you might be able to say that coffee is keeping us alive. That's why today I'm on a coffee crawl. It's kind of like a bar crawl, but I'm probably gonna have a lot more energy at the end of this. All right, first up, we're here at the Good Sort, a shop known for crafting Insta-worthy drinks that also have a healthy kick. Let's go. So you guys have a really unexpected twist on coffee. Can you tell me about it?
It's called the Yam Slam.
The Yam Slam.
It's our take on the pumpkin spice latte. We use pureed sweet potatoes, and then we add to that some bitter maple syrup and our turmeric blend. We top that with oatmeal, and then a couple of shots of espresso.
It's really good. The sweet potato goes perfectly with the coffee. Sweet potatoes are actually one of the top sources of vitamin A, and vitamin A protects your cells against aging. We're inside Hue Kitchen, where we're gonna go behind the latest coffee trend, butter coffee.
The ingredients are coffee, 100% grass-fed butter, and an organic coconut oil. The reason why people love it keeps them not hungry for a few hours, so it's actually a meal replacement for many people.
Well, if I'm gonna make it through the rest of this crawl, I think I'm gonna need a cup. Really good. We're here in Brooklyn at Super Crown Coffee Roasters. So you have like the strangest take on this coffee trend that I think I might have ever heard.
We have a drink called the Laura Palmer. It's essentially a glass of our house-made cold-pressed lemonade topped with a double shot of espresso.
Lemonade and coffee. My mind is blown right now.
It sounds crazy, but it's really good. Coffee is combined with the lemon, which is packed with vitamin C. It's kind of like a health tonic.
It wouldn't seem like they would complement one another, but the lemonade and the coffee really do go well together. Next up, we're at Hanoi House, and they make their coffee with egg in it. That's right, I said egg. Let's go try it out.
It's a very traditional preparation of coffee from Hanoi. It's been gaining popularity steadily, and everyone who orders it really enjoys it.
Dr. Oz, it's creamy, it's delicious. I can't wait to bring one back to the studio for you. And in fact, I think you're gonna look really good with one of these mustaches.
It's quite a look on Max, that mustache. Now, he brought his favorite coffee drinks that everyone can make at home. And guys, it is the year of the coffee comeback. Why do you think people are so inventive about this stuff?
You know, Dr. Oz, I think the popularity of social media has given people the opportunity to have this sort of unspoken competition where everybody's trying to one-up one another with their coffee concoctions. And I actually really like this because coffee, all the evidence seems to really be in favor of coffee as a health tonic these days. In fact, it may even boost your longevity.
You know, I never got into coffee because I have to go to the bathroom right after I drink it. And I have to go to the operating room. And it's a really bad feeling in the middle of the operating room to have to go to the bathroom.
I can imagine.
Yeah, you laugh now, but I tell you, it's not fun. So come on over here. I want to get back into the fundamentals of how you build the best, healthiest coffee for longevity at home. And Max says it all starts with the bean. So what do folks need to know? I know the dark seems to taste fuller.
Yeah.
What does that translate to?
Yeah, so the darker the roast, the more bold of a coffee flavor you're gonna get. But actually, that means a longer roasting time for the coffee bean. But the problem is, the more you roast it, the more those compounds get degraded. And also, the more you roast it, which is really interesting to me, the less caffeine there is in the brew. So coffee is actually really good at tricking you.
You destroy the caffeine?
You destroy the caffeine.
Huh.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to this promise you made with that big white mustache. I'm very skeptical about this, but he says there's a morning energy upgrade for us. I don't know how you're going to do this, but you're going to put eggs in our coffee.
We're getting weird today. So
is that store still in business, the one that you went to?
They're still in business, yeah.
People do this?
People do this, yeah. I don't do this every day, but people do this, and I think it's worthwhile trying. You got to try things in life, right?
I'm in. So you got egg in here.
Yeah. So you got egg in there, and then we've got some coffee grinds, and then we've got some cold water, and we're going to combine the two, okay?
Coffee with the egg. This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Why do I even listen to you? You're a bad influence on my taste buds. All right.
Good job.
There we are. I finally broke the yolk. All right, so you mix this up.
Yeah, so what you do is you mix this up, just like that. You're good.
I'm practicing.
You've spent some time in the kitchen.
It's all in the wrist.
So you mix this up, yeah, and then you put this in the water, and then you let it boil for 5 minutes. So
you cook the egg by putting it in boiling water?
Yeah, you cook the egg, you put it in boiling water. The egg and the coffee grinds congeal, and then you add a little bit more water to this, and then you strain it.
You end up with this.
And you end up with this.
Okay, who wants to taste this? Here, come on. Come over here, Max. I'm not gonna, this is ridiculous. And I've asked leading coffee experts around the world what they think. Give us a taste. And while you're tasting it, let me go up to my control room, because Deb's up there, and this is our assistant director. It's her fault if you don't like the way the show looks. Deb, are you trying this with me?
I'm gonna try it. Ready?
Go ahead. We'll all do it together. The survivor will speak first.
That's good. It's smooth. What do you think?
You like it?
It's all right. What do you think? I need a little sugar.
So we got latte here. What do you say it tastes like, Deb?
It's very smooth.
I know it's smooth. That doesn't mean it tastes good. She's so polite. Deb, I know it's smooth. Do you like the way it tastes?
It's strong. Yes, I do like it. I said it needs a little sugar. A little sugar.
It tastes like a mistake to me. Could I sell this to you?
I'm a sucker for this stuff.
We got a sucker. We was one born every day. All right. I'll give you mine too. You can have both.
Thank you.
So generous.
I don't know. I understand why it might be beneficial, but I wouldn't go to this extreme. To me, I got to say it. I'm stunned at the power that we're able to identify in coffee, making us healthier.
Isn't it great? It's like the universe throwing us a bone.
Yes, finally, something healthy. Next, kale coffee. All right, I'm kidding. All of today's coffee recipes are on DrOz.com, so you can make them all at home. Try them, send them to your friends. Tell me if you like the egg coffee. Before we go, we're going beyond the bean with the latest healthy coffee drink that's taken the internet by storm. Now, how many of you guys are a fan of the unicorn latte? You all heard of that? Yeah, the unicorn latte thing is all over the darn place, especially on the web, where you're going to love our team's healthy upgrade that you can make today.
Every Monday, our Alzheimer's action plan to protect your brain. All new Oz. 10 surprising Alzheimer's triggers that may age your brain, your job, your mate, even the grades you got in school. Take our brand new quiz and fight back. Plus, Melissa Rivers on life after joy.
Do you ever feel like your mom's still around you?
All new Oz. That's coming up on Monday.
Instead of regions of the world, what if your local wine shop was labeled to decode which wines work best for your health? Like, for example, the best wine for allergies. Well, how about weight control and heart health? Well, today, Ashley Koff is here helping us do exactly that. She's a dietitian, and I recently found out she's also a huge wine enthusiast. She's here with the ultimate wine decoder for your biggest health needs. So give us the lowdown here. How can specific wines help with specific health issues?
Sure. So, we tend to think that like all wine is just better for us. But the reality is that depending on how you feel, certain wines may be better for you.
All right, so today we're turning to our, our bike club, right? The big bike club. We actually turned it into the sip club. There they are, big time sippers.
Yeah.
And we're gonna start with the best wine for your allergies. The sip club, go ahead and taste the first wine, the one to your right. They're gonna go right down all that line immediately, I'm sure. But just catch up to them. The best. No, please. The best wine to drink if you've got a concern with allergies. What do you watch out for?
So what we're looking for with allergies, especially if you're experiencing that congestion, it may be related to histamine. So what we're looking for is a dry white wine, and here we've got Sauvignon Blanc. So that's what we're going to look for.
So do reds really cause more allergies than whites?
So in particular with histamines, if you're getting that congestion, then it's going to be, the dry white wine is going to be a little bit better for you.
All right. So at the Sip Club, what do you think about this?
I loved it. I think it was fruity but yet dry.
Good.
Yeah.
Fruity yet dry. Good. All right. Next up, the best wine for weight loss. I get asked this question all the time. And I recognize that there are calories in alcohol, plus it disinhibits you, so you eat more of everything else that's in front of you.
Yes.
But give me the pro advice here.
Yeah, so what we want to think about is, you can certainly, if you're drinking the wrong wine for you, you can end up with a total sugar bomb. So you could actually be drinking the amount of calories that are and from a sugar standpoint, that are in this cake. So we want to make a better choice. So I have here the Vinho Verde. Vinho Verde, young, green, Portuguese. And what we're talking about there is when it's young and green, it means it's not ripening as much. So you're not getting as much sugar in there, which translates to also lower calories on that part.
So please give it a taste if you don't mind. So Bike Club, you have a wine that is better for weight loss. Does it taste acceptably?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Nice.
All three of them are happy.
It's not too sweet. And
Good.
my problem with white wine is that I feel it's too sweet, and I'm always, the aftertaste I don't appreciate, and that's excellent. I would definitely buy some.
Very delicious. I would drink it.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to point this out, that the Sip Club is answering very quickly. They may be intoxicated.
Yeah, that's right.
So we're going to take
Look, I aim to please,
Exactly.
know? Yeah,
All right.
exactly.
Finally, for the best wine when it comes to my specialty, heart, you want to choose red. Because red wine contains polyphenols and resveratrol. These are powerful antioxidants that help prevent coronary artery disease. Now, the bottle that I'm drinking is made by none other than Rupert Murdoch, who owns Fox, where several of you guys are watching the show right now. And I want to thank Ashley and our Sip Club for being part of this wonderful extravaganza in the wine. You can find the full wine decoder list on droz.com. Listen, I want to raise my glass to all these health benefits, but I want you guys to also enjoy health. So guess what? I'm sending you all home with a bottle of Moraga red wine. Enjoy it and share it with your friends. We'll be right back. Up next, actress Gabrielle Union is joining me. So what's the name of your new book?
We're gonna need more wine, and you'll find out why coming up next.
I'm in. She's one of America's most beloved actresses, from her big screen breakout role in Bring It On to her television career starring as a news anchor on Being Mary Jane. Gabrielle Union is taking a brand new role as an author. And Gabrielle has done a bunch of things. She's opening up about the secret health struggle she hid from the world. And she's sharing her message of hope for women everywhere. Gabrielle Union, please come out. You look wonderful. Oh my goodness.
Thank you. How are you?
You look fabulous.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
They're all saying beautiful. It's not just me. So this book, we're going to need more wine.
Oh, yes.
It's a pretty provocative title. Why do you need more wine?
Well, because that's just the truth, isn't it? There's always room for more wine. But I wanted the book to feel like an actual conversation that I would be having with my friends. I want the reader to be like a friend sitting across from me. And when, me and my friends are talking about, important topics, there's usually a bottle or 6 of wine.
Yes. So there are lots of health benefits. We just covered those, but yes. It does open us up to talk about stuff that matters.
Yeah.
And you have been very open, and I treasure the fact that you're bravely acknowledging that you've had infertility issues.
Yes.
I know it's difficult to do. So I'll leave it to you. What's gone on in the last 3 years that has caused issues for you?
Well, I initially I didn't know what the issue was. I got off birth control. I got married, and I was ready to start a family. And
Married Dwayne Wade, by the way.
Yeah.
Wonderful basketball player. Congratulations.
Thank you.
He has good taste in women. You should tell him.
I remind him of that daily. But yeah, and I didn't think there was going to be any problem, and there was. So I was always having these early miscarriages, some from IVF and some just naturally happening on our own.
How many miscarriages did you have?
Literally, that's why I lost track. It's somewhere like 8 or 9, give or take. Oh. Yeah. The first one was the most brutal because we told people, and we were so excited, and you dream of this moment, and those dreams were just crushed, and then they just happened in sort of rapid succession over the next few years.
How has this affected you physically?
Oh gosh, so with IVF, there's bloating, and the bloating can mimic, you can actually look like you are in your second trimester of pregnancy, which because, there was like bump watch, for like, 100 times, in the last few years, everyone's like, oh, she's pregnant. And really, I'm just bloated, trying to get pregnant. But the excitement just led to confirmation of pregnancy. And I'm like, there's no baby. And when it doesn't work, it can be absolutely devastating. And as women, there's so many women hiding in plain sight, suffering in silence. Yeah. Nobody wants the world, which is what it feels like, the world to think that you're defective or less than a perfect woman or less than capable. And there's just so much shame and mystery and guilt that surrounds fertility issues. And that's why I wanted to include it in my book, because I'm tired of it. It needs to stop.
Well, you don't look very defective to me.
I'm not.
But I do want to ask you, though, it's a lot to go through. And even hearing you describe it, I think we all feel the pain in your voice. Why was it so important to talk about it now? Why not talk about it in 10 years when this is all finished and done? Why do you feel the urgency to be out in front of this?
Because there's no reason to feel alone. There's no reason to suffer in silence. There's no reason to feel like you're SEAL Team 6 getting to a doctor's appointment because you're afraid of what someone's going to say about, a medical issue, which drives people further and further into the shadows. And you're literally suffering in silence. And I'm saying no more, enough.
It's the frustration you're expressing that I resonate to the most. I get it. And folks feel like they're defective. You use that word, and it's the perfect word. And it's so far off target of what's really going down. And it's remarkable that you've tackled it. I think it's not just infertility. You're doing this throughout your life. And you talk about it beautifully in the book. You have a very different perspective on balance, which caught me off guard, right? And I got to say, we always talk about women needing to balance stuff out. Share with everybody your pretty passionate sentiment about this.
Well, when I noticed, I listened to my husband's interviews. He gets interviewed literally daily. No one has ever asked my husband, how do you balance it all? My husband has full custody of his kids. He's got a ton of brands going on. He plays basketball. He's won championships. No one has ever asked him about balance because there's no expectation for a man to have balance. As long as you bring home a check, that is balance. And that's when I decided I'm not answering this question ever again. I'm going to find balance how I find balance, and some days there will be no balance. And that's okay.
Yeah, it is okay.
And that's what gave me balance. Trying to come up with some crazy answer about, I just take time and I do yoga. No, I don't. And those days, I'm just gonna sit in front of the TV and watch Stranger Things and eat a tub of ice cream. That might be my balance that day. Some days I work out. That might be my balance that day. And the fact that we let men off the hook, I feel we should let women off the hook and stop asking that question. Find balance however you feel.
Hallelujah. The anti-balance candidate.
The anti-balance, whatever.
So, Being Mary Jane,
yes.
It's a great show, is wrapping up. You've got so much energy, so much passion. What's next for you?
Oh my gosh. So I've got 2 movies in the can. I shot one over the summer called Breaking In that I'm also executive producing. I've got a movie called The Public, which showcases librarians as heroes, the heroes that they are, coming out as well. I've got The Lion Guard, which has been a show on Disney Junior that's run for many years, and I play the character of Nala. I've got my clothing line at New York & Company. I've got my hair line, Flawless. I've got my line at Invicta Watches. And I've got my wine, Vanilla Pudding.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You tell Dwayne, you're my champion. There's my champion right here.
That's great meeting you.
You can check out Gabrielle's book. We're going to need more wine. There, beautiful picture of her, but the inside's even more elegant. It's in stores now. Everyone in the audience, what about them? Would they enjoy reading it?
I think so.
All of them? Every one of them?
Yes.
You're all going home with a copy of the book. Enjoy it and share it. We'll be right back. Up next, do you want to look like Christie Brinkley? She's here and she's sharing her essential beauty regimen with you. What are we drinking?
Stay tuned to find out.
I am. Question for the entire audience. How many of you hate revealing your age? Hands up. Yeah. Most of you are honest. Rarely do you want to reveal your age, it turns out these days. It's something we all struggle with. But my next guest says your age is not something to hide. Instead, it's something to celebrate. Supermodel actress and entrepreneur Christie Brinkley is proud to be 63. And she's found the key to healthy aging. She looks the same since the peak of her career over 40 years ago. Today, Christie's here to share her best pro-aging secrets with you. That's what she calls it, pro-aging. I want you to stay tuned because later, during Free Class Day, we are revealing Christie's essential beauty regimen to help you look your very best. Please welcome my friend, Christie Brinkley. You look wonderful.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming back on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I like everything about you. I like your attitude, your approach, what you do. It's so refreshing to me. First of all, the age issue. I asked my audience, you probably saw backstage.
Yes.
Most women were a little reluctant about talking about their age. You're very open about yours. So what do you say to women who are reluctant to share the truth about how old they are?
Be grateful you're alive. I mean, every single day is a day to cherish and celebrate. And so I'm just so grateful for every day I have, you know? Good health is the foundation for everything else that you want to build on.
Let's talk about pro-aging a little bit. It's an interesting term, you know, instead of anti-aging, how it's usually phrased. And pro-aging, basically for everybody, it celebrates that we're lucky to be where we are.
Yes.
It's not something you have to fight when you get older.
Right, and you know, I mean, I want to be healthy. When I feel good, I feel like I look better. And when I see something that works for me, I'm going to tell you about it, you know?
Well, I appreciate you doing that. In fact, what we're going to do today, if it's okay, is walk everyone through what you actually do.
Yes.
Fair enough? So come on over.
Perfect. All right.
You argue that the healthy techniques that you use start first thing in the morning, and what you put in your body dramatically affects what happens to your skin. So the first thing is the spicy morning breakfast cocktail. Now, I was assuming there would be alcohol in this. Of course, well, immediately jumping at
later in the day, you can. But in the morning, I like to think of food as fuel, and this is a high-octane way to rev up your engines, right? So when you drink a warm liquid, that's great for your digestion. All this is warm water with fresh lemons squeezed into it. Those fresh lemons help cleanse and kind of clean you out. And
What's this stuff?
Oh, I should have told you. That's sorry.
Oh gosh. That's really hot.
Maybe have some yogurt?
Yes, I have some. What is this?
That's cayenne pepper. Oops.
Oh my goodness, that's got some. My eyes are watering.
Oh. Okay, but that's cleaning out your. I guess we should have warned you. We should have warned.
I'll just sip the water.
Yes. When I make it, I don't put it quite that thick on the edges. Okay, just a little bit will really help you. And then, okay, so this is what I have every morning. I believe in a rainbow diet. The more colors you can get into your diet every day, the better off you are. They're antioxidant, they help fight the free radicals, they're great for your skin, your hair, you know, all the beauty things that you want. And they're great for your immunity.
So, let me go one step. You give me permission to ask this question.
Okay,
so,
yes.
I'm so impressed that you start your day off like this because you're doing all the things that I know with message to your skin that you care about it.
Yes.
The pro-aging you spoke of works elegantly. But a lot of women understandably say, you know what? I look great except this little line right over here. And then they start putting this or that little needles in them. What do you think about that whole process? And at a personal level, obviously people respect you because you look wonderful. Is that a thing that you feel very comfortable with? What do you tell your friends when they ask you?
You know, I'm a modern woman. I believe that, you know, if anything's bothering me, I'm gonna fix it, you know? And so I tried Xeomin, and I, you know, am recommending that as a good way to deal with something. And I think that what's important, though, is I really want women not to feel pressured to do it. If you're aging gracefully, aging without anything, you know, all the more power to you. But if something's bothering you, don't feel like you can't go out and do something that will make you feel better. You know?
Whatever you're doing is working, and what I really appreciate is your honesty. Because you're telling us what you're really doing. God bless you.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right, now, when we come back, it is free class day. Professor Brinkley is revealing her essential beauty regimen that everyone can do at home right now. And guess what? It doesn't cost very much. Be right back.
Every Monday, our Alzheimer's action plan to protect your brain. All new Oz. 10 surprising Alzheimer's triggers that may age your brain, your job, your mate, even the grades you got in school. Take our brand new quiz and fight back. Plus, Melissa Rivers on life after joy.
Do you ever feel like your mom's still around you?
All new Oz.
That's coming up on Monday. Imagine a world where everyone has access to genius. Where you could have a front row seat to learn from the very best in every field of knowledge. It's our free class day series. You can take a cooking class from a top chef.
That's 1.5 cups of sugar.
Be trained by a fitness guru.
Here we go.
Or learn how to make a life change with the biggest thought leaders. Just check DrOz.com for a full free class day calendar. Plus, we'll give you materials and tools. Happy learning. We're back, and today's time for another free class day with one and only Christie Brinkley leading the charge. She's here to teach you her essential beauty regimen to help you feel beautiful at any age. And since Christie says her daughters help keep her young, is that really true? Oh, look at them, how beautiful they are.
Aren't they gorgeous? It's all that sunblock.
So I brought you students today who are all mother-daughter duos. We got Deborah and Christina, welcome to the show, and Kim and Shaq. These are two generations of women celebrating their age. All right, first step, and this is really essential, is exfoliation, but we have to do it the right way. So since you're such a pro, having visited the show so many times, I actually built you your own demo. Go ahead, Professor.
Great. Okay, so I have been exfoliating daily since I was about 19 years old. It's one of my best beauty secrets.
This is just this is skin, and we purposely put the blood vessels down here on the top. You have multiple layers. Take it away.
Yes. So, you know, what you want to exfoliate, you want to remove those dead skin cells from the surface. So you rub in a circular motion, right? And then you, you're going to see now, I'm adding this so that you can see what actually happens is you're removing those dead skin cells. And that, you know, this constant shedding of the skin cells and the daily exfoliation, really, I think they say men always look 5 years younger than women because of shaving. So let's not let them have that edge on us. Let's exfoliate as well.
So we actually do it. Please, you can do it on yourselves. Or how much do you take usually to exfoliate?
About that's about right, you know, for the face. Shall I show you? And what's important is the direction that you're exfoliating in. Here we go. Dr. Oz is always such a good sport. So we're going to do circular motions, right? and come all the way into the nose, around. We're going to go around the forehead. I like to kind of really give a lot of pressure on the forehead as I go through because I feel like, you know, it just feels so good.
I feel prettier already. Now, the final tip has to do with a spray. And you argue if we have a full face of makeup on and you're in a hot environment, there's something you ought to do to just sort of resuscitate yourself.
Yeah, I mean, for so many things, like just for setting the makeup after you put the powder on, sometimes it can have like a little bit of a ghostly powdery look. So you spray.
Oh,
okay.
I like that actually.
Now, doesn't that feel great?
Yes.
That feels.
Everyone try it.
Like,
go try it.
Okay. If you're on an airplane, and
now they're fighting. Now they're fighting.
But here's the important thing about this is, if you're on like an airplane and you do this, right? You think you're moisturizing, but actually, as it dries, it's going to wick the moisture from your skin. So you want to blot it.
Oh, I like this.
Just like this. So you're leaving, and this is a great tip before you put your moisturizer there. Now, look at how his skin glows. And if you do this before you moisturize, you're actually adding moisture to your moisturizer. But you have to do the spray, blot, moisturize.
Christie Brinkley, I adore having you on the show. Fantastic.
And I love being here.
You can find Christie's complete beauty regimen and all of the free class day videos at DrOz.com. It's also on my app. Check it out. Millions of people have. You'll enjoy it too. We'll be right back. Thank you so much.
It says Greek yogurt on the label. But are you being misled? All new Oz. See what our secret investigation uncovered about your favorite yogurt. Plus, shot in the face by her cheating husband's teen lover. Now, after years of living with scars and pain, Mary Jo Buttafuoco reveals her new look. All new Oz. That's coming up on Tuesday.
Millions of Americans are living in a bad relationship. But no, it's not the kind you're thinking of. I'm talking about the relationship between type 2 diabetes and your heart. People with diabetes, listen carefully, are 2 to 4 times more likely to develop cardiovascular disease than people without diabetes. That's a big difference. In fact, the #1 cause of death in people with type 2 diabetes is you got it, cardiovascular disease, things like heart attacks and strokes. And you know what? When you have those problems and you don't realize they're out there, it's a big deal. And what's surprising is millions of people living with type 2 diabetes are unaware of their increased risk for heart disease. Today, we are changing that. So we've got some tips to help people with type 2 diabetes lower their heart disease risk. But first, let me show you how having type 2 diabetes may affect the heart. I built you a blood vessel. A normal, healthy, elegant blood vessel. You've got blood coursing through those blood vessels right this minute. And the blood, if the vessel looks nice and beautiful like this, delicate lined like this, all that blood effortlessly passes through and there's no issues whatsoever, right? That's what's going down in your bodies right now. So what happens when you have a blood vessel with type 2 diabetes is a little different. Now, type 2 diabetes, you all know, it's like having a little sugar in your blood, right? And what's the big deal with a little sugar? I mean, they're little elegant little things here. They just flow down there. It's not, I mean, what's the harm of a little bit of sugar, right? It can't possibly do that much to you. And people call it a little bit of sugar. But I would argue this isn't really what's going down. Because sugar in your body looks like this. A broken piece of glass shard. It's not this that's going down. This is what it looks like in your mouth. In your body, it looks like this. And this broken glass shard scrapes and clogs and causes all kinds of havoc in your blood vessels because this little thin Teflon-like lining gets mucked up when you've got glass shard caused by high blood sugar, type 2 diabetes, inside of you. Now, how does the body fix that? You can't allow those kinds of holes to exist. So the body, thankfully, has plaster. It's called cholesterol. And it looks like this. But when you put cholesterol on these areas, you don't make a nice, beautiful repair like it used to have. You make it look like a junked up atherosclerotic blood vessel. And this stuff builds up so much and creates all kinds of havoc with your blood vessels. So when you try to pour blood down there, it doesn't really work that well. It actually blocks it off enough that important areas that need blood can't get it. Those areas include things like your heart. That's called a heart attack. The blockage can cause a stroke. It even can cause death. That's what we want to avoid today. Now, Ann knows us all too well because inside Ann, this was happening. She suffered a heart attack in 2001. And then after this traumatic experience, she was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 4 years later. And she's joining me now. And I've got to say, thank you for being here. Surviving a heart attack is physically and emotionally trying. And then right afterwards, you find out you have type 2 diabetes. So what was going through your mind?
Having a heart attack was the scariest moment of my life. I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to miss out on anything, and the thought of not being here for my husband and children was heart-wrenching. About 4 years later, as you said, after the heart attack, my doctor diagnosed me with type 2 diabetes, and he said that that could have been a contributing factor to my heart disease.
So how have you altered your lifestyle, knowing that you have type 2 diabetes, and being smart as you are, you figured out that your risk of heart problems is dramatically higher because of it?
Well, I've had to make a lot of changes in my life, lifestyle changes, and that's not necessarily easy, but it's necessary if I want to live a long life. I've changed the way I eat, so my diet has changed. I exercise. I'm now doing yoga with some of my neighbors.
You are?
Just started,
I like
but I
that.
am, yes. I love walking around the neighborhood. I'm also part of an organization, a group called Diabetes Sisters. And it's a peer support group that helps women and educates them on diabetes and associated health issues.
So if someone's watching right now and has type 2 diabetes, and recognize that a third of the population is at risk because they're pre-diabetic. So 1 in 3 of us already have an issue. If you have a type 2 diabetes diagnosis, which is almost 10% of the population, what should they do?
Well, one of the things that I did was change the way I ate. That made a big difference. I also work with my doctors, and we put together a plan for me so that I can improve my type 2 diabetes and my heart disease. So that was an important part of my recovery.
And I like the idea of calling other folks who got the issue. There's so many of us now that we might as well bond together and learn. So I want to be as clear on this as possible. And I wish everyone was as positive as Ann, but a lot of you don't even know what's going on in your bodies. So I want you to make the same lifestyle changes she did, and I want to bring an expert in to help you figure out exactly what to do. Endocrinologist Dr. Jennifer Green is here. She's coming on behalf of my trusted sponsorship partners, Boehringer Ingelheim and Eli Lilly and Company. And she's going to offer some concrete advice on type 2 diabetes, life-saving advice. So what do people who have either the diagnosis of type 2 diabetes or at risk for it need to know about the connection between diabetes and heart disease?
Well, like we saw with Ann, people with type 2 diabetes often don't know that they're at increased risk for heart disease. And in fact, people with type 2 diabetes have a risk for a heart attack that is similar to someone who doesn't have diabetes, but who has already had a heart attack. So it's quite considerable.
You're kidding.
No.
Because the first question we ask when we try to assess patients is, have you ever had a heart problem? That's how I know your chest pain is a concern. So you're saying the same risk of having had a prior heart attack exists if you have type 2 diabetes.
That's right. It's quite similar. So it's always on my mind when I'm seeing someone in clinic with type 2 diabetes, irrespective of whether or not they've been told that they have a heart problem already.
So you're an expert in this area. Give us some tips if someone's got type 2 diabetes to help avoid a cardiovascular complication.
Well, even if you're doing everything you can to manage your diabetes, to manage your blood sugar, well, unfortunately, you're still at increased risk. But there are lots of changes that you can make both to control your blood sugar, blood pressure, and cholesterol better. And you can make other changes, like if you're a smoker, quitting smoking, and those can all be effective ways of reducing your heart disease risk. Again, the sooner you're aware of this increased risk, the more you and your doctor can do together to address it.
Now, there's groups that have come together to try to make this clearly apparent to folks, because most of America is not getting the message, I think because we haven't given it to them the right way.
That's right. I think Ann has already told us about some very effective changes she's made that are heart healthy. However, the first step is really awareness. So I've partnered with 10 patient and professional organizations to join For Your Sweetheart, which is a nationwide movement.
For Your Sweetheart?
For Your Sweetheart.
That's very clever.
It is clever and hopefully easy to remember, but it's focused on increasing awareness regarding this relationship between heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And there's lots of information available online at foryoursweetheart.com, including the Heart U quiz, which you can take to assess your heart disease risk. You can sign up for more information about this link between heart disease and diabetes, and you can print a downloadable discussion guide that you can use to talk with your doctor about your heart disease risk.
Speaking of sweet stuff and helpful guides, you've got a surprise for everybody, Ann.
Yes, I do. I'm going to be sharing a couple of recipes I use. They're heart healthy. They're also diabetes friendly, and I'll be putting those on DrOz.com.
So we've got cauliflower salad. We took some of the carbs out of it. It's diabolically clever. So there are lots more tools in addition to help folks with type 2 diabetes understand their risk for heart disease or heart-related problems. You head to DrOz.com for a whole plethora of things. Lots more information there. I'll be right back.
This segment was brought to you by Boehringer Ingelheim and Eli Lilly and Company.
So when my team got wind of this gadget, they had lots of questions. Now, so before the segment, I put in some veggie juice. I added some water to this. And then there's this collagen pill you got to offer. They look like this. Just add it in there, and then you press the button once it's warmed up, and it is printing me a homemade DIY face mask. You see it there? There's my mask there. So here's what happened when my team tested the viral fruit and veggie face mask machine.
Welcome to use Smart Fruit Facial Mask Machine.
So which one should we do first? Green juice?
Yeah. All right, let's do it. It's going to add 20 milliliters.
Okay.
Please add the nutrient solution. Please add collagen peptide. One of
That's
these.
going to thicken it up?
Yeah, this is supposed to thicken it up. Please add collagen peptide and press start button. Please wait while processing. Takes about like 5 minutes to process. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, it's ready.
Please put mask plate on table and pour out the mask liquid on it by pressing the button on the top.
Now, the moment of truth.
Instead of drinking my green juice today, I'm actually wearing it. Sticking my tongue out, actually. I've got my Oz team testers here. This is something else. I don't know. I look like a horror film star with this thing on. So you guys you're both from a medical unit, by the way. Both tried this out. I trust your judgment. So, Rangita, what did you like about this?
Well, you know, I really think it depends on the juice. Like, I also had the green juice one, and it smelled good. It was clean. It was pretty refreshing. You know, I smelled like cucumbers the rest of the day. You know, it wasn't so bad.
I actually feel fresh when it's on.
Yeah.
So I liked it as well. But
Yeah.
Sarah, what didn't you like about yours?
I had the opposite experience. I had one with tomato juice, and as I was holding my head back, there was tomato juice dripping into my hair and into my ears, and I thought I smelled like tomato juice the rest of the day.
You had an odor that day, I should point out. Yeah, I wasn't sure what was going on. So here are my thoughts. I want you guys to switch. Since you were unhappy with your original one, Sarah, you get the green.
Perfect.
Right, here are my thoughts on this thing, and we're all going to put this on. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. It can get a little messy. Just make sure you use pure fruit and veggie juice. I don't want any artificial ingredients or sugar added to your face. And with that in mind, everybody, remember, happy and healthy, it starts at home. All right, let's do it.